Hello world, it is Thursday, October 13th, 2022, and looking out the window at Defiance, it's a beautiful day. Sunshine, clear skies, but cool. The temperatures drop remarkably, and it's back to what we would call fall temperatures. So I hope you can enjoy the day, especially with some of the bright, beautiful colors that are coming out in the trees now. The devotion for today is entitled, Is God Dead? By Molly Baskett. And Molly bases the devotion upon 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 10. New Revised Standard Version, adapted from the New Revised Standard Version. For to this end we toil and struggle because we have our hopes set on the living God who saves all people. And then Molly writes, the Reverend Dr. William Barber II of the Poor People's Campaign tells this story. Some years before the Civil War ended slavery, Frederick Douglass's energy for the abolition movement was flagging. He had succumbed to depression. Surely that if God really intended to liberate black Americans, God would have done it by then. He had to give an inspiring speech, but lacked the spirit. Sojourner Truth stared hard at his weary face from across the room. She opened her mouth and hollered at him, "Frederick, is God dead?" Startled out of his reverie of despair, he stood up and found his voice. He kept going for decades after that, through the war, until long after emancipation, and the backlash against it that gave rise to the Jim Crow South. Years of victories and years of setbacks. The night is sometimes so long, impossibly long. How can the earth have gotten so stalled in its orbit that the night lasts forever? How long can such horror, such suffering, such stuckness, such polarization, such fear and distress and confusion possibly continue? If God were going to fix it, whatever the it is that is wearing us down, surely God would have done it by now. Dr. Barber reminds us that even the greatest liberators in history had their long nights of the soul. The ancestors have lived through much worse than many of us. Who are we to give up when we are so close to breaking through into a kingdom such as human society has never seen? And Molly's prayer. In the words of Bishop Barber, this is our time to fight. This is our cross to bear. Lord, give us wisdom, give us courage for the living of these days and the long nights that punctuate them. Amen. Well, one thing that struck me with this devotion is that I read it incorrectly at the end. The last sentence is, who are we to give up when we are so close to breaking through into a kindom, not kingdom, kindom, such as human society has never ended or never seen? And I think it's key to use that word kindom, because that's what's needed in this world, to make it more like what God envisioned, that we see each other as kin and we live as kin and live together in harmony, working out our differences rather than constantly working to divide between us. And it's also, this devotion made me think that, yes, there's so much going on in the world, and there always has been, and there probably always will be. But as followers of Jesus, we are called to continually work toward the beloved kingdom that God had intended. Drawing heart that while we may not see the complete display of the kingdom in our lifetime, we are helping others in our midst find that, and in their own way, and perhaps setting things up for the future to be a little bit better. But it will never end, and we have to continue to work. And sometimes it's okay to have some long, dark nights of the soul where you really struggle and question and wonder. And then reach out to someone and sit down and talk with them and see where you can go together, and perhaps find God in your midst between the two of you, and look for it in the world and help point it out to others. Hope you have a good day. I've got another busy weekend, so I won't be talking to you again until maybe Sunday morning if you join us for worship on Facebook Live or in person. It is our Blessing of the Animals service, and we also have a special guest preacher. The Reverend Dr. David Long Higgins will be joining us. He is the Heartland Conference minister, and he'll be providing the message and also providing some special music. He's a violinist and will be playing his violin for us this coming Sunday. So I hope you can join us. And if not, then I will at least talk to you on Monday.